Hey there, it's Alex Goad and I'm back with today's 10x Your Life capsule. And today we're going to talk about one of the most important things of all in terms of self-improvement, development, or reaching new heights, or whatever you may want to call it, and that thing is energy. So, the amount of energy that you have mentally, physically, and spiritually literally determines the size of your life. And it determines how much you're going to be able to alter the already in motion trajectory of your life. So, if you've ever seen people that have incredible energy from morning till night to do sports, to do intellectual activities, to engage with people, indeed to engage with everything that life has to offer, no matter if they're much older than you or they seem disadvantaged, and you see that they just have the energy and you don't, and you wish that you did, well, this may be one of the most important videos that you ever see. Here's why. Because, like I just told you, if you lack energy in one of the three critical pathways of energy, then your life is pretty much dead in the water. Okay, so there's three types of energy. There's the physical energy, which is how your physical body responds to challenges. Can you get up in the morning? Can you exercise? Can you produce enthusiasm? Can you get the right neurotransmitters going? Can you keep your basically ability to do things from morning till night? Can you come home after a day of work and engage yourself with something else, or do you have to plop down on the couch and breathe for dear life? So that's your physical energy. The second type of energy is mental energy. And mental energy is basically, it's not just your intelligence, but it's also your ability to focus, to control your thoughts, to either generate a positive mood or get out of a negative one. And it's your ability to create a plan in your mind, to have a vision for something, and to keep that vision going so that every day you can take daily steps toward it. So there's so many different things that basically depend on mental energy. And if you don't have it, again, big trouble. The good news is that all of these types of energy are influenceable, meaning that you can do things that will substantially increase or decrease them. And if you feel like you don't have all the energy that you want right now, it's probably that somehow these things have slipped into your life that rob you of your energy. Third type of energy is spiritual energy. So spiritual energy, you don't have to be part of any kind of organized religion. You don't have to be religious at all to have spiritual energy or to lack spiritual energy. So spiritual energy, here's really the number one thing that it comes down to. It's, do you have a big, giant goal in your life? Not just a goal, but a goal that you believe in. So let's call it not a goal, but a dream. A dream, a good dream, one that works for you, because all of us are unique, and you need to have the thing that actually tickles your fancy, not somebody else's fancy, or else it doesn't work. Okay, so if you have a dream, it's going to act like a giant celestial body in your life, and it's going to create a gravitational field that's going to pull you towards it. And that gravitational field is going to make it easier for you to make the right choices in the present. Because the way that you get the life that you want in the future is by making the right decisions in the present. The problem with that is that the good things that happen in the future are uncertain and may never come to pass, and anyways they're going to happen later. Whereas either the pain of sitting down and doing something that you don't feel like doing right now, or the pleasure of investing your time and yourself right now in something that may not be worthwhile long-term, but is stimulating short-term. And gosh, we all know 100 different ways to do that, don't we? So how do you make the right choice in the present so that you're not always indulging yourself, and so that you're able to delay gratification more and more, and you find it worthwhile and rewarding to do that? The only thing that makes that possible is to have a dream, is to have a goal so big that it trumps whatever's going on in the present in exchange for what you're hoping to get out of it in the future. And obviously, you might understand that if you don't have the right kind of mental energy, then that bigger, brighter future isn't possible for you. And somehow deep down, you already know it. And therefore, your goals, or your dreams, go from being dreams to being goals to being to-dos. And you may have noticed that while goals have some energy, To-dos have almost none. And so many people are walking around like zombies these days because the only thing that they've really got is minor goals and to-dos. So they have a list full of things that they don't really feel like doing that isn't really going to get them anywhere big. It's actually basic survival. And survival is not very exciting. In fact, survival is exhausting. So it's kind of a vicious circle. If you don't have energy, then you go into survival mode, and survival is exhausting, so you have no energy and it just keeps going like that. Whereas if you have energy, then you can have a dream, the dream can get you excited, and now you're suddenly into a virtuous cycle. And that's basically the key to having a great life, because when you're in the virtuous cycle of energy, you just come up with an idea, you put your mental and physical capacities towards its accomplishment, and sooner or later, wham, there it is. And then all of a sudden you realize that you're capable of things that you never even imagined. And so you can dream bigger, you can do bigger, and you can have even more energy. And that actually is really how the top leaders in history, if you see they've got energy from morning till night, sometimes it's just crazy. And you think, how could they do that? They either had physical disadvantages, or some of them were far more advanced in age than people today are when they call themselves old and use that as an excuse to not have energy. And you think, how is it that they're doing that? Well, it's really simple, because they're in the virtuous cycle and they're far, far into it. And at that level, really, it doesn't matter the limitations that you have, because you have this kind of inner engine inside yourself that just keeps on producing. So, which one is the most important of those three energies? I would venture to say that it's the spiritual energy. Of course, in order to have spiritual energy, you need to have mental energy and you have to have physical energy. So they're all really interlinked together, and it's hard to have one without the other. Now, in the next video, we're going to start somewhere, and it's going to be physical energy. And this is something I've spent almost 10 years developing. So I used to be a guy that really did not have a lot of energy. In fact, I would get sick a lot of the time. So I lived in Canada in cold weather, and when the winter season came along, I pretty much carried a cold or a flu or something along those lines from start to finish. But I discovered that through changing the way that I eat, the way that I exercise, and through taking a couple of key supplements, not only can I have great energy from morning till night, not only can I sport a six-pack all year long, not only can I increase my intelligence and my intellectual plasticity, but I can also pretty much bulletproof my immune system so that I never get sick, never have a down day, and never really have to stop before I actually feel like stopping. So I've pretty much created a system out of this, and in the next video, I'm going to show you the 3 keys of cultivating your physical energy through movement, specific, clearly defined, scientifically proven types of movement. The same thing in terms of food intake, the foods that you can eat that'll make a huge difference, and the foods that you should avoid because they're a giant suck on your energy. And finally, the supplements that you can take that are going to increase both your physical and mental energy. So that's in the next video. If you want to do great things this year and for the whole rest of your life, energy is going to be a giant key for the whole thing. So listen up. If you want to get the next video, here's what I want you to do. Just sign up below. Somewhere on this page, you'll find a place where you can enter your name and or email. And if you do that, I'm going to send you the next video. So, I'm Alex Goad. Thank you for listening. And remember, today counts, so behave yourself accordingly.